When you invest millions of pounds in machine tools, like they have here at DP Engineering in Redruth in Cornwall, you need to make sure you get the best out of them. I'm here to talk to Martin, who's one of the directors of the company, and he's going to tell us why they invested in FactoryWiz from CNC Applications.
MTD CNC, bringing you the latest engineering news via video media.
So Martin, how important has FactoryWiz been for the growth of DP Engineering?
It's been a vital part of our step forward. As subcontract machinists, we're only paid for when we're cutting metal. So we're only paid when the machine spindles are running. So FactoryWiz has enabled us to focus on the reasons why machines aren't running.
And how would you answer the question that some engineers might say, well, I don't need that, I don't need FactoryWiz, I can see when my machines are cutting metal.
I thought that once. I was in exactly the same position, and what I found is once the system's put in, you start analysing where the downtime is too, it opens up a totally different picture, because up until that point you're dealing with people's opinions. FactoryWiz enables you to deal solely with fact.
And looking at those facts, is there a quantifiable statement you could make in terms of the percentage of time you may have saved or the improvement in productivity that you've assessed as a business?
When we started, the machines would be running at 30 to 40%. Now for a bar machine, if we're not above 97%, I'll be disappointed. And for a hand-loaded machine, if it's not up in the 60s, we would then be disappointed.
Fair to say pretty significant.
Very significant, yeah.
We've got two screens here that we're going to have a look at. So firstly, let's have a look at the first screen on the right. So what's this screen showing us?
This is FactoryWiz. This is the output from the machines, the main machines that are running today. You start this end, the machine running at 100%, that's a bar-fed lathe. This is showing the current shift, so on the current shift that's not stopped. Going down here on the far side is a saw, which is cutting short batches of work, so it's constantly on and off, so the percentage is down.
And do you set when they turn from red to green?
You can do you can have a global figure set in at 80% when they'll go green, below to someone else, or you can go through and set them individually.
So what we're seeing here is that the WT100 and the Matsura are both running, well, Matsura at 92% and the WT100 is cutting metal 100% of the time.
The spindle's running 100% of the time. You can then, the system is also monitoring offset changes, loads on spindles, feeds override, so you can then start drilling down. So when the spindle is running, you can start looking what's happening. Also, it'll register alarms and those sorts of things.
So let's go one step further. Let's have a look at one Cell 3 Lathe 2.
Right, this is a lathe to run. It's running at 42% on this shift. So if I click on that, that's the breakup. So you've got the availability of the machine is 100%. The quality, they haven't scrapped any today. So if we go back to the system.
So the performance one?
The performance is showing that spindle running, paused and idle. That was when it's in an MO1 condition. This is the Cell 3 Lathe 2. The shift started at 14:30. The machine was idle for the start of the shift, so as an engineer I would want to know why it's idle. It was then in alarm, it ran apart, and then there was a long pause. Again, I would be questioning why there's a pause. This is when the machine is running correctly. There's two short pauses. They're in there to remove swarf. And then you analyse the output of the machine along the bar and start asking questions of why the machine's down.
And the table at the top there, is that actually then highlighting?
The table at the top, if I click on it, it will show you on here which parts it refers to. So as you go through them, alarm, that in there is an MO1 optional stop.
Every machine within your machine shop, you can look at the productivity of that. What about historically? Can you compare?
Historically, I can go back on a time bar down here. This is the same machine running on the 17th of February. That's all day, 12 in the till 12 at night. These are all the idle reasons. So if I select an idle reason, secondary machine, this shows me when the operator is off working another machine. He's in a 2 machine cell. If I take engineering, down for 6 minutes 37, that's when he was dealing with an engineer, presumably a program change. He spent 2 minutes logged on inspection. That was inspection thing. In this case, not too long. If you see a big chunk of inspection, you start asking why the inspector wasn't there ready.
So by looking at historic data, does that mean, Martin, you can compare how this machine was performing a year ago, for example, to today?
Yes, I can. I can go back any time up until the bit we had FactoryWiz put in, was about 3 years ago. So most machines I can go back and look at what was happening 3 years and at any time in between.
And this, as an example, is 25% performance, so that's a pretty poor performing machine for you. Can we have a look at one that is really up at the 90s, 95s?
Okay. We can go back and look at the NTY3, that's today, NTY3, running at 89%. We haven't scrapped any components. Availability's been 100%. This is what the machine's run. It's got 2 spaces of downtime. Other than that, the machine's been running all the shift.
So that 89% figure, is that what you're after on this machine?
89% is a good figure. There's still room for improvement because you've still got blue and yellow showing.
And will you be looking to eradicate that blue and yellow?
If anything we can eradicate will make us money.
So this is the screen on the right. Now let's have a look at the screen on the left.
On the left is a schematic of the shop, which shows me from my desk what machines are running, what state they're in, and the productivity monitor gives you the detail that's makes up for that screen.
So on the left-hand screen, the green means the machine is running.
Yes.
The yellow or the red means it's not, and the yellow means
it's in pause condition.
And on the right-hand screen, the timeline almost, you want to see as much green there as you possibly can.
When it's green, we're making money.
So how much of an impact has this software had for your business?
It's had a massive impact. It's what's made us move forward. It's meant we've survived in a very economically challenging market.
I mean, is there a payback time? Can you quantify how quickly you covered the cost of what it cost you?
We put FactoryWiz on our first 5 machines 3 years ago. We've now got them across all 23 of our main pieces of kit. If it didn't pay for itself, we wouldn't have done it.
And you wouldn't like to think where you would be without this?
I think that the fact this allows you to be dealing with raw data and not opinion is a massive, it's worth every penny you can pay for it.